Now, slow, complicated delays in diagnosing attention deficit hyperactivity disorder are putting children in the UK at risk. That's according to a report out this morning.
Yeah, the ADHD Foundation found that nearly a third of children waited 2 or more years to be diagnosed, and most felt it wasn't recognised as a real condition by the GPs, school staff and specialists that they'd encountered.
Now, joining us on Breakfast this morning are two people who know all about the effect of late diagnosis. Zoe Piper was diagnosed herself just 3 years ago after finding out that her son Dylan also had the condition, and she's joined by Dr. Tony Lloyd from the ADHD Foundation. Thanks so much, both of you, for coming in. So you were diagnosed 3 years after Dylan. Just explain how the time frame. How did that happen?
Just taking my son to the, his local CAMHS appointments, and it got to a point
That's mental health services,
that's
yeah.
Right, yeah, the child mental health services. And he turned around and he said, Zoe, he said, please go and get seen. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you have ADHD. I'm like, oh, really? And it was like a light bulb moment. First time ever that it makes sense.
So you were pleased with that diagnosis?
I was pleased to know why I'd been struggling all my life, and it helped me then understand myself a lot more.
When you say struggling, give us some examples of what struggles you were
struggling. Never finishing anything, going from this to that, kind of struggling with friendships. I struggled in school, struggled with authority, lots of things like that, really. So.
Tony, it's interesting, isn't it? Because for an adult to be diagnosed, obviously later in life, it's often the case that you hear about children being taken to the GP and, parents saying this is a problem. Is it easier for children to be diagnosed than it is for adults?
Yes, it's still difficult, Naga. It can take up to 2 years, as John said, in terms of waiting for the process to get a diagnosis. But for adults in many parts of the country, there's no adult service. And I think what's particularly challenging, Zoe and I were talking about this before, is that when children get to their 16th birthday, they can be discharged and there's no adult service for them to transition to. But more and more adults are coming forward now that we've kind of removed a lot of that stigma and ignorance and people actually understand what it is. More adults like Zoe are actually coming forward and realising, as I did myself, that actually, that explains a lot for me.
The statistics I've seen suggest that on average there's a child in every class who has the ADHD, but that many of them are waiting a long time to be diagnosed. When that diagnosis comes, as it came for your son Dylan, what difference did it mean for him and what he's able to do? How is, I guess, treatment, number one? I
suppose the only treatment that was offered and that was available was medication, which, it did help a lot. It enabled him to actually be schooled, I suppose, for the first time. He was able to concentrate and absorb, what was being taught to him. His social etiquette was a lot better as well. He wasn't so intrusive with his friends. So it helped in that sense, but still long term, we're still just on the medication route and that's it.
I mean, there's the flip side to this, that people think ADHD is simply naughty kids, naughty people, who just can't concentrate and just need a stern telling off and sit down, and concentrate. And you laugh, and a lot of people still think that. There's also the concern that medication is too readily given.
Statistically, Naga, that's incorrect. I mean, NICE actually estimate that 5% of the childhood population have ADHD, but in the UK, less than 3% are diagnosed and less than 1% are medicated. And the National Institute of Clinical Excellence actually states that treatment should be multimodal. And in the same way that if you had a chronic condition like diabetes, you would be given information and skills so that parents can take responsibility for making sure that their child is healthy and achieves their potential. But in actual fact, in most parts of the UK, medication is the first and only line of treatment that commissioners make available. So actually, not many people in the UK, not many trusts in the UK are actually following NICE guidelines.
Zoe, I mean, we're talking today specifically about delays in diagnosing it in children, but I mean, you've waited your life pretty much to be diagnosed, and there must be people watching this morning who, listening to you, and they're thinking, well, maybe that sounds a bit like me. Maybe that's why I've been struggling. I mean, what do you think across all ages? What would you like to see happen? Can we do anything to?
I think we can do a lot. We can do a lot more on every level, really. I think to be open and to be honest, the GP's understanding of ADHD. I think they're our first line, really. I think a lot more investment needs to go into their education.
Do you think GPs don't get it?
I don't think they've got time to get it. I think, you know, the amount of time that you're able to spend with the GP is not enough for them to come up with something like, well, possible ADHD. They don't have that time and resources available, really. So I think it's quite difficult for them.
And how are you and Dylan doing now?
Doing all right. Every day's a different day. Even an hour's different. So, yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing your family story. Thank you as well, Colin. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.